If you don't like feedback, and if you're hypersensitive about people being critical about the thing that you need to work on so you can turn those weaknesses into strengths, I want to tell you something. Maybe you're not as ready for the next level as you think, because cutting equals character development. So if you don't want to be coached, if you don't want to be corrected, then you don't want your character developed. If we want to get to the next level, we got to grow up. And please don't confuse being celebrated for being ready. You might be talented enough for the stage, but not stable enough to carry the weight. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Transform You, where I believe if you can change your thinking, you can change your life. Whether you're watching me on YouTube, listening on Apple Music or Spotify, I'm extremely humbled and honored that you took out the time to listen. And so this is what I need you to do. I need you to share, like, and subscribe. If this content or content like this has helped you or you find it helpful in your life, do me a favor and share it with someone that you know needs this kind of information, because we don't live at the level of our dream. We live at the level of our team. Teamwork makes the dream work. And so I want you to share this with somebody that you believe that this content is going to next level their life. So listen, I want to share a personal story with you that I went through, a situation that I went through that I think is really going to benefit you. So about 2-3 years ago, I remember walking in a room that I thought I was ready for. I prayed for it. I posted it. I believed it. But when I stepped into it, something shifted. And it wasn't what I expected. The room didn't intimidate me. It revealed the inner me. It showed me that while I had a great gift, I didn't yet have the grit. I had the oil, but not the order. I had the talent, but not the tools to sustain what I had stepped into. And I can remember vividly, every speaker was flowing in their gift and I was fumbling. Not because I didn't belong though, but because I hadn't become yet. And that's when I realized that you don't get access to rooms just by showing up. You get access by growing up. And please don't read what I'm not writing. Don't listen to what I'm not saying. I don't mean age. I mean awareness. I mean discipline. I mean identity that's not built on applause, but on alignment. And here's the truth. Lean in. The gift will open the door, but it's your growth that will determine what you do with it once you get inside. And this podcast is not just about motivation, inspiration. It's about transformation. Because if you can change it, you can change your life. Change how you think, change how you lead, change how you show up in the boardroom, in your family, and in your calling. Change doesn't start on the outside. Change starts in the way that you see yourself first. Because maybe, just maybe, the room isn't rejecting you. Maybe the room is stretching you. God isn't trying to promote you. Maybe God is trying to prepare you. One of the most beautiful yet sobering realities of God is this. He's given everyone a gift, but gifts aren't ornaments. They're instruments. A gift must be tuned, trained, and transformed to release its sound in the right space. Let's go spiritual. One of the wisest men in the Bible, Solomon, wrote this in Proverbs 18:16. He said this, "A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men." And what's crazy about that verse is this. That verse is often quoted like a prophecy of promotion. But what if it's also a blueprint of responsibility? See, we get excited about our gift being used in the room, but we forget getting in isn't the same as staying in. And being in isn't the same as being effective. See, the gift will open the door, but what you do in the room, that's on you. And let me just keep it 100 with you. You can fumble the favor if you worship the room more than the responsibility. So let's talk about it. And not just that the gift opens doors, but how to cultivate the gift, how to cut it, how to carry it, so that your life, your leadership, your legacy are as limitless as the God who gave you the gift. So this is quick. Here are 3 things that you can take with you today. Number 1 is cultivate the gift. Don't just carry it. Let me say it again. A gift can feel like a curse if you don't have enough awareness to know what gift to use in the room. Every gift has potential, but potential without awareness becomes a burden. So this is what you need to know. You have 3 aspects of gifts. Talents are natural abilities. Skills are acquired through discipline. And spiritual gifts are given by God. But if you don't cultivate your gift, meaning work on it, pray over it, refine it, you'll walk into a room emotionally gifted, but mentally unprepared. Influence isn't accidental. It's the result of intentional growth, consistent value, and emotional intelligence. A gift is only as impactful as your ability to manage it under pressure. One of my friends always used to say, pressure breaks pipes. In other words, what he was saying is, if you don't have a sustainable model in your life that you can do consistently, when you get the platform, instead of propelling you, will expose you because pressure breaks pipes. Here's the real world truth for you. Some people get promoted too fast because their gift is loud, but they lose the opportunity because their character is quiet. So ask yourself this. Am I doing the work before I get in the room? And do I know how to handle favor when it finds me? So here's action step 1. Cultivate. Make daily development non-negotiable. Study, stretch, submit. You got to study yourself clear. You got to stretch yourself so that you can launch into what you believe God is getting ready to launch you into. And then you got to submit yourself to the process. Because let me help you. The process is painful. We're trying to get you from inconsistent patterns to automated patterns without thinking about it. So we got to get you from being inconsistent to doing the same monotonous, boring thing every day, because discipline requires you to do something even when you don't feel it, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline says, where I want to go is not where I currently am. And if I want to get there, I have to become that person right now. If I want to become that person in my future, I can't wait for my future to happen for me to become that person. I have to become that person right now. Here it is. Train the gift before it has a platform. Because if you get to the platform and you have not worked on the gift, you will worship the stage, the platform, the C-suite, the position, and not know the job or the purpose was never to get the position. The purpose was always for you to negotiate the position so you can get to the next position. I'm off it. I'm off it. I got to move on. Number 2 is cut the gift. Every key must be shaped. Your gift is the key, but every key must be cut, and every door is different. Can I say it again? Your key is the gift. Your gift is the key, but every key must be cut because every door is different. A lot of people are frustrated because they have a gift, but they haven't cut it for the right lock. See, a key that isn't shaped can't open anything. Just because you're gifted doesn't mean you've been crafted. God gives the raw material, but it's your job to cut it. This is where mentorship, feedback, and accountability comes in. So if you don't like mentorship, if you don't like feedback, and if you're hypersensitive about people being critical about the thing that you need to work on so you can turn those weaknesses into strengths, I want to tell you something. Maybe you're not as ready for the next level as you think, because mentorship, feedback, and accountability is all a part of the process. See, cutting equals coaching. Cutting equals correction. Cutting equals character development. So if you don't want to be coached, if you don't want to be corrected, then you don't want your character developed. If we want to get to the next level, we got to grow up. And please don't confuse being celebrated for being ready. You might be talented enough for the stage, but not stable enough to carry the weight, because weight that is put on the foundation before the cement settles will ruin the foundation. Breathe. It's okay. It's a gut check for us today. It's me included. We having a gut check. We having a real to real today. We having a one-on-one today. A diamond has to be cut so that it can reflect light. If it stays in its rawest form, it stays in its darkest form. Maybe, just maybe, God has allowed a cutting season to come to you so that he can do something through you. See, you didn't learn how to get clear until your heart got broken. Some of us didn't learn how to get clear until we lost the job. Some of us didn't learn how to get clear until we burned bridges that we would need later, but we couldn't use them because we burned them. Because sometimes your cutting season is the developing season that God uses to elevate your life. Sometimes God has to cut you down so that you can grow in the right direction. All right, so here's action step 2, cut. Get in rooms that challenge you. Surround yourself with people who aren't impressed by you, but invest in your refinement. Can I unpack that real quick? There is no major advancement without a major investment. Too many times, too many people want to next level their life, but they have not put an investment or paid the down payment to next level their life. So you want the outcome, but you don't want to put any income in yourself. So you want the outcomes of what success feels like and what it looks like, but you don't want to pay the price of what success does to us internally. People reject you. People talk about you. The opportunity that you want doesn't always come in the season that you want it in, because you got to pay the price. And some of us need to pay the price. Some of us is physical. Some of us emotional. Some of us it's financial. But you got to pay the price. And this is how you know when you've made it into the right circle group, when there's reciprocity in the relationship from this standpoint. I'm just not around people who make withdrawals. I'm around people who make deposits. Because if you're the only one in your circle group, in your friend group, in your people group that are making the deposits, you will end up depleting yourself because you are emotionally giving of yourself without restoration. Does anybody in your circle have the ability to pour back into you, right? Because energy takers are energy drainers. Who do you have in your life that can give to you, that can pour into you, that can speak to the king, the queen in you, that can check you, that can, that can really pull you up to the next level instead of pull you down to toxic thinking? Because the reality is not every circle group, not every friend group is going to be able to pour into you, but you need at least one. How are you the only one that's pouring in to the group every single day, week, month, year? That's unhealthy. I'm not calling you out. I'm calling you up. At some point, you've got to take care of you first. Number 3 is this. I got to move on. Number 3 is this. Carry the gift. Learn, don't linger in the room. God gave you a gift. That means the gift was never about the position, because gifts are portable. That means wherever you go, the gift goes. So the gift will make room, but it doesn't mean that you're supposed to stay in the room forever. Here's the danger. When we idolize the room, we institutionalize the gift. Did you hear what I just said? You start adapting to the room instead of outgrowing it. You stop learning, you stop evolving, and then the room that once elevated you is now suffocating you. Here's the wisdom check from Proverbs. The book of wisdom never says your gift will remove others. It says it will make room for you, which means there will always be someone greater, more refined, more experienced in the room. But you know what separates leaders? Do you know what separates the good from the great? Teachability. Lean in. Great leaders are always in the seat of the student. The room is not the reward. It's the classroom. And if you idolize the room, you'll get stuck in what was supposed to be temporary. In other words, the room is a moment, but sometimes we make it a monument. And a monument is a piece of history. Movement always is in the forward. History is always in the past. And some of us have allowed our past to live in our present and our future. Listen to this. The womb was necessary for birth. But if you stay in the womb too long, what was once nourishment becomes suffocating. God gives rooms for your exposure, not for your entitlement. I got to move on. Action step number 3, carry. Don't just walk in the room with a gift. Walk out the room with growth. Learn, serve, then you go to the next. And I want to help somebody who's like, well, this means I'm using it. Well, I want to suggest when you were in 3rd grade, you used the knowledge to get you to the 4th grade. When you were in the 7th grade, you used the knowledge to get you to the 8th grade. When you were in the 11th grade, you used that knowledge to get you to the 12th grade. When you were in the 12th grade, you used that knowledge to apply and go to college. So is life. Use the knowledge from the room to get you to your next, because it's your gift that will make room for you. But it's the room that if you don't understand this principle, that room will end up suffocating you. I got to move on. This is the last thing. Influence is self-development and self-sacrificial service. Your gift was never for you. It was a solution to someone else's suffering. Influence isn't the spotlight. It's how many people you lift while no one's looking. And listen to me, if you're not pouring into people who can't pour back into you, you're not preserving yourself. You're contaminating yourself. God pours into empty vessels, not filled ones. So serve your Metron, serve your digital audience, serve in the dark, serve in obscurity, serve when it's hard. Why? Because you're a conduit, not a container. Final thought, cultivate the gift, cut the gift, carry it with humility. Your gift will make room for you, but only your growth will keep you there. My name is Josh Bear, and this is the Transform You podcast. Remember, cultivate the gift, cut the gift, carry the gift with humility. Peace. I love you. Bye.